Now there is toast and cake? This plan is making me very hungry.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Bourbon Study. What are we doing this week, Jill?
Groot Beer.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Beer.
I am grown up enough to drink drinks.
I can't do the family. The Vin Diesel.
Were you trying to do Groot as...
Groot as Groot as Dominic Toretto in the Vin Diesel franchise. Family. That's baby Groot. I am Groot.
I am family.
Yeah, I am family. That's more Yoda. I am super excited for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Also. We've
the
been
last
waiting a
time,
long time for it.
And last time we're going to see all this group of our Guardians together is what James Gunn has said, right?
Yeah. Also, I'm getting a little emotional at some of these like clips of like young like Rocket and his little otter.
Oh, the otter friend. Yeah, I was going to say the fact that it's like a young baby Rocket. The trailer leads me to believe that but every Marvel movie lately is doing this, that not every character in the movie will make it to the end of the movie. And I am very scared that I will have an Iron Man snapping devastation level event if Rocket does not make it to the end of the movie.
Aren't we kind of owed that at this point? It's been since Endgame.
I mean, I don't believe that characters have to die in movies for it to be like a good movie,
No.
but I do believe it's kind of stupid to tease it.
I think,
if it doesn't happen. You know what I mean? I think that's a bad, exactly. I think that's bad storytelling.
If you're not going to have the stakes high enough that there's that payoff.
But you know who I'm really excited that we finally get to see in this movie? The gold guy. What's his name?
Adam
Warlock?
Yeah.
Yes. So we get payoff from the end of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I'm ready. Guardians is like one of my favorite properties in the Marvel franchise, and you have come up with a great drink today.
Yeah, it's great. It's simple. It's easy. It's classic. It's,
just like me. Simple, easy, and classic.
It's like a comfort food.
Yeah.
Because these characters are our comfort.
Well, you know what's great about it too is I feel like it gives a very nostalgic feeling, which Guardians is, because
Very
it's like Peter
nostalgic,
Quill's obsessed with like the 80s. That's
so,
when he was a kid
of
on
course,
Terran.
Why wouldn't he reminisce about a root beer float?
Oh God, an A&W at the best, yeah.
Of course. So we're going to use some just regular bourbon. We're using High West for this today. This is a classic
Well, Peter's
standard.
a very space cowboy sort of thing.
46%. So what's that, 92?
Yeah.
So 2 ounces of that.
Perfect.
And then we are using 2 ounces of, this is Ellington Reserve. This is root beer flavored whiskey.
Okay. Yeah, because you can't have flavored bourbon, right?
Yeah, you can't. Once you flavor it, it
becomes
bourbon
whiskey.
anymore.
Yeah.
But I like this because it's very light. It's a good mixer. You can just put it right in your soda.
Root beer is actually a super complementary flavor to bourbon. Like I've made some old fashions using like root beer bitters before with like a vanilla simple syrup, and that is so good.
And then I'm just going to do 1 little pump of a caramel syrup. And we're going to, of course, shake that before we actually
Yeah, because we're not crazy people.
We're not crazy.
We don't want a rocket-sized explosion up in here.
So just bourbon and root beer whiskey, 2 and 2.
And a little
then
simple syrup?
A little simple syrup. And we're going to mix that, put that over ice in a big Pilsner Hurricane style soda fountain.
See, well, I'll wait till the end to say this part. I'll wait till it's all over. Till we wind away in the beautiful sunset. Whatever he says in the trailer.
And then some A&W root beer, of course.
Oh, so we're just topping that there.
Just topping that. I am going to mix it a little bit.
We did, we went with the sugar-free root beer because the drink already, like the simple syrup.
Yeah. We got things. So.
I always try to do that with sodas whenever I add them into mixed drinks because I feel like otherwise it just becomes, then you're ingesting a lot more sugar than you're aware of.
Yeah, so I'm doing a light, just a little light mix.
Just give it a little extra oomph.
So that you get all that stuff mixed together, top it with a little bit more of the root beer, and then we are going to make a little topping. I'm using the coffee frother. So this is like a little screen. This one came with our Ninja coffee maker, but I think they have these everywhere. A little bit of coffee creamer, and as we have discussed the other couple times we've done toppings like this, you have to add sugar
to the creamer. To get that frothy, kind of foamy texture that you want on top.
I'm also adding a couple drops of the fee foam.
To give it that extra little foamy?
To give it extra, just the more we can fluff it up.
Yeah. That little extra, it changes that texture the way you want.
And then we just like
I'm just doing it like a madman. Mad woman?
About 30 seconds and you'll get it thick. Because you want it to be kind of like a topping like you'd have on like a butter beer or like a latte.
Or like a real root beer float. You want that like foamy thickness to it.
Well, a root beer float would normally have ice cream, but we're not putting any ice cream.
No, non-dairy today, because that's non-dairy, I believe. That is zero.
It's just the Starbucks caramel macchiato.
Zero added sugar to that too. Yeah. So that's why we add the sugar.
And then we're just gonna
top off our drink with that.
Top off our drink with that. And I confused you because I put a stick.
But it was a stick with no branches. This literally looks like a pencil that you would write a receipt or like some. So she handed this to me in an underlit room and said, "Here you go." And I went, "I can't get it out of the." And she said, "That's not a straw; it's a stick."
It's a stick.
So she added a straw for me after, but
I did give you a straw after.
I mean, put your stick in.
Put my stick in there. Right.
Maybe one with branches would be a little better for everybody in the room, but.
That's desserty.
You know what? It's really good. So I was going to say earlier is that when I do like a pizza, for me, I love a root beer with a pizza. Like root beer and pizza, that's my like. If you go to Mark Anthony's in Onset, Massachusetts, you get yourself a slice of the pizza and you get a root beer, and that's what you do. And so like for me, that's my like pizza and a pie, and it gives me that feeling of a time ago, which I feel like is what Guardians does for me too. So that's why I feel like this drink is so good. I would say like this drink with pizza, put on the other Guardians
movies.
movies.
Like the ultimate nostalgic throwback dinner.
Yeah, use the stick as your little stirrer magic wand, whatever you need to do with it. That's fine. I mean, I like to leave the foam on top.
I was trying to be Grooty, so I was like, it's interesting that you say that because with the ice cream version, I do prefer to like mix it in to make it like.
No, I do. You know what's crazy to me? Okay, this is like weird. This works very well for me because it's giving me the same flavors of like an ice cream float, or a root beer float, excuse me. I hate root beer floats though. Because like when you drop the ice cream in the root beer, like it's not doing it now because we'd use non-dairy creamer. Yeah. It has those bubbles and that thickness that I feel like I never know how to eat it.
It makes it a little icy. I think it degrades the ice cream.
Yeah.
A bit.
And so like this is like a better refined version of it.
So,
plus it's boozy.
So folks, boozy plus your non-dairy creamer will get you the same effect as a root beer float.
Yeah.
For none of the struggle.
Yeah, and then you can watch a movie, laugh hysterically more than you should be because now you're feeling it, and order yourself a pepperoni pizza from Giorgio's Pizza in Carver, Massachusetts. I'm sure they deliver internationally.
Clearly.
Are you one of those crazy people that puts pineapple on pizza though?
No.
Oh, thank God. This is why we're friends. Thank God. I was worried. I got scared for a second.
Hawaiian
and I was going to say, welcome to the last episode of the Bourbon Study ever. But she saved it. You can put your ham wherever you want to put your ham. You put that pineapple on my pizza, I am going to swat you away.
No, I'm like, if we're going to go like things that exist in Florida, every now and again I'll get nostalgic for Pizza Hut.
Girl, okay, so, and you know this because you go to that same movie theater. The Cinemark that's near where I live, they do the little personal size pizza.
Which is like the ones that we get for the Book-It.
Yes, exactly. And it's just like that perfect. I get the pepperoni one, I layer on the pepper flakes, and it's just like, it's so good, right? So good. Because the pepperonis are so crispy, and it's just like, and that's one of those where I was like, God, I didn't know how much I missed this pizza. Maybe that's my favorite pizza. The Cinemark Pizza Hut personal size pizza.
The Pizza Hut.
Surprise.
Well, it's like there was a Target on 192 that had the pizza.
They
Pizza
just do
Hut
the
Express.
Did they do the breadsticks?
And I used to just get the breadsticks.
Oh my God.
My dad calls that pizza on a stick. It's pizza where you can regulate the sauce.
Oh. Well, I mean, that's the best because honestly, for me, I'd remove all sauce from pizza. Yeah. It's a very light, sauce is meant as glue. It's like mayonnaise in a sandwich. You just have to put it on there. One thing, if I can see it, you've got too much on it. So anyway, we've traveled far away from Groot, much like the Guardians are going to travel far away from where they're from in this new movie, hopefully. We're very much looking forward to it. Can't wait. So we'd love to hear what you have to say. Leave some comments on this video. If you like the video, thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you want to help keep us in our drinking habits, we have our Patreon, patreon.com.
/ the bourbon.
I know, I said I didn't
Usually
say
you
the
do the
slash. I'm
slash.
sorry.
I
I
had to
know.
do it.
I paused because it sounds like 2 raccoons are making love outside of this window. I'm
Rocket,
not sure.
settle down.
It could just be 2 children. Yeah, it's true. It's Rocket and his otter friend are really going at it back here. So thank you everybody for joining us here. Let us know what you think of the movie, because by the time this is published, I'm sure we've both seen it. Because we are just like rabid
We'll
Marvel
be there
fans.
the first.
Yeah, we can't wait. So let us know. But thank you everybody for your support, and we'll see you in space.
We are Groot.